Bob Arum is betting that Canelo will face Demetrius Andrade in September and says he could put together the Canelo-Kovalev fight this winter in December. As I'm recording, a big-ass garbage truck would come. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. I don't know if you guys can hear that garbage truck, but it's loud, so I'm gonna wait. But Bob Arum, he did an interview with IFL. Link is in the description, and he's talking about what he believes to be, his understanding of Canelo Alvarez. I was born ready. His next move. Now, there's been a lot of talks recently as to who Canelo would face. As you guys know, Canelo likes to fight on the quote-unquote Mexican dates in Cinco de Mayo weekend and also September, mid-September. Canelo has been linked to possibly fight Andrade. That development came out yesterday. Kovalev, Jaime Munguia, Caleb Smith, Triple G3. There's a lot of different rumors. As far as Canelo Triple G3, I'm not really looking forward to that fight. And from what it sounds like, Canelo himself has disdain for Triple G, so he doesn't want to put money in his pocket. He doesn't, he's washed his hands of that fight. And I'm good with that. They can always fight at a later date. It really doesn't matter. But I don't think Canelo is fucking with Golovkin. I don't think he likes him. So as a result, Canelo is exploring different options, we'll say. But Bob Arum, he put his bid in and kind of updated the fans on what he believes to be the case and what's going on. And I thought it was pretty interesting. Again, link in the description. So I have pulled up the direct quote. This is what Arum says. So my feeling is Kovalev, he says Kovalev and Anthony Yarde will proceed sometime in August in Russia. I heard August 24th or so. If Kovalev wants that fight, a fight with Canelo can take place in the winter of this year. I don't think it's possible to put it together for September 14th. Anthony Yarde much prefers to go directly into the Kovalev fight. I don't think that's going to happen. Yarde and Frank Warren are satisfied with the contract for the fight to be held in Russia on the 24th of August. If Kovalev is not available because there's not enough time to put it together, then I think Canelo Alvarez will fight in September, and Demetrius Andrade would likely be the opponent because he also fights on DAZN for Eddie Hearn and would certainly be willing to go into a Canelo fight. That's my present understanding. If I would bet on it, that's what I would bet is happening. And that's from the Bob Father. Listen, Canelo, I actually like this. I think boxing needs to get back to the basics. You make the good fights, you make the reasonable fights, you make the fights that need to happen first before anything else, and then good things come. Fans are happy, fans pay for merchandise, fans buy tickets, fans give their viewership, buy the pay-per-views and whatnot. And boxing has been, recently almost trying to manifest what it wants to manifest as opposed to keeping it simple. There's an old acronym for the military. It's called KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And I think boxing is better served if it does that. Canelo Andrade absolutely should happen before Canelo going up to 175. Another thing, me personally, why I don't like all these weight class jumps and radical moves is because in most of these modern day scenarios, Canelo, challenging Amir Khan moving up, Kell Brook challenging Golovkin. Hey, no, guys, his punches, nah. Tick, 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 tick. All these weird fight, Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence. In all these situations, the three that I just named, one common denominator is the guy who was smaller did not win, So that's just something to put out there. Yes, historically it has been done by Roberto Duran, Shane Mosley, and Pacquiao versus De La Hoya, stuff like that. But it's not it's the exception to the rule, if anything. But the thing I really don't like is a lot of people that are doing it, they're doing it and like creating these ripples in the pond that are irreversible, and they haven't even cleaned out house where they're currently at, and there's good fights for them where they're currently at. That's why I don't want to see Canelo Kovalev. Is it a bad fight? No. But does it make sense for him to be a champion at 160 and 168? Hasn't really fought all the names, especially at 168. You know, you haven't cleaned house. There's still guys like Charlo, who's a full body WBC champion, and also you have DEMETRIUS ANDRADE, who's a full champion, the WBO, not interim silver belts or anything, the real champion. So if you haven't cleaned house, and you damn sure, you know, at 168 he ain't fought the David Benavidez's, the Caleb Plants, and the Caleb Smiths, and the guys that are looking real good. So why would I want to see him move up to 175? So I actually hope Bob Arum is telling the truth. Like, well, not telling the truth because he's just speculating, but I hope he's accurate in his assessment. I hope he's right. I like that order better. At least fight Andrade, you know, at 160. You guys are on the same side of the fence, both with DAZN. DAZN should really be pushing for this stuff because they need subscribers. They keep saying pay-per-view's dead. We get it, but you got to prove that. And the way to prove it is content is king. You got to have the schedule that make people want to stay, not just buy when Canelo's fighting, but stay a member, you know, become an annual member. So I wasn't really big on the Canelo Kovalev in September. And now Bob Arum's saying that it's not enough time to build. The other reason I wasn't a big fan of that is because I really like Sergey Kovalev versus an already made light heavyweight who I need to see more about. Anthony Yarde, he looks on point. He's getting some stoppages. He definitely is in shape and looks the part, but Kovalev will certainly be his toughest test. So I need to see that. You know, I need to see what. So a lot of people, these Canelo man fans are berserk, you know, berserker barrage, drill power. These guys are like insane. Everyone like they in order to protect Canelo or whatever, they don't even care about the greater good of the sport. I don't give a fuck about any one fighter like that. I care about the greater good of the sport. So everything's not about Canelo. Me saying I don't want to see Canelo versus Kovalev as my first priority, that's my personal opinion. But beyond that, it's not just about Canelo Kovalev. It's also about it disrupts and messes up Anthony Yarde. You know, people keep, you know, trying to find a way to create their own narrative as to why new media is like analytically, you know, giving these analysis. But a lot of times it don't have nothing to do with whatever the fuck they're talking about. That's more so how they feel. They have like this infatuation with certain fighters and, you know, biases and different stuff like that. I just want to see good fights. And I think Kovalev versus Anthony Yarde is a ready-made two lightweights, or light heavyweights, excuse me. They both need to prove, you know, where they're at. Kovalev is taking some recent losses and things like that. So even though he beat Eleider Alvarez, I still want to see, you know, is he still the crusher? And Anthony Yarde is a young, you know, guy with athleticism. It's a good style. So I want to see it. But plus, I want to see where Anthony Yarde is, because he ain't fought no one like a Kovalev. So it's definitely a step up. It's his opportunity to see who's who. And let's see if Anthony Yarde, if he does beat Kovalev, let's see if Canelo wants to fight him, because I don't see that. I think he's going after Kovalev because Kovalev is almost the wounded gazelle after the two Andre Ward fights, you know, and the Eleider Alvarez stoppage. So that's my personal opinion. So we'll see what happens and if Bob Arum is accurate in his assessment. As far as Canelo DEMETRIUS ANDRADE, it's a beautiful fight. It's a great fight. It should be easy to facilitate, being that they're both on DAZN, and Andrade looked good in his last fight. So let's see it. That's what I'm about. LSI. I keep telling you guys the same thing over and over and over again. I think Andrade is a difficult matchup for anybody, and Canelo is no exception to that rule. Terrific fighter, yes, but Andrade's a beast, and he's awkward. You know, he kind of does his own thing, has his own unique style. He has amateur experience. He definitely has a height advantage and stuff over Canelo. So I hope Bob Arum is right and this will bring Canelo a step closer to undisputed. I still won't consider, if he just beats Andrade with what the WBC did with the franchise title, I'm not considering that undisputed. I don't see how anybody can with Jamal Charlo running around with the full body WBC belt. So it's a step closer to that. And that's what Canelo said he wanted. You know, we need to get boxing back to its proper place. Canelo Triple G3, that fight can wait. That can happen at any time. We've already seen 24 rounds of it. They've sparred together. Andrade, people keep complaining about his resume and why is he fighting the Seleskis and Selekis of the world and shit. He has to, you know. So I want Canelo to give him that opportunity. Canelo's the man. He's the A-side. Just coming off the Jacobs fight. It's not going anywhere. Both Demetrius Andrade and Charlo have been, you know, chasing Canelo and wanting to fight him since 154. Now they're at 160. It must stop. You know, they got to get the fights. They got to get the opportunity. If Canelo wins, he wins. If Andrade wins, he wins. If Charlo wins, he wins. I just want to see it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with Bob Arum? Do you think Canelo will pick Andrade? I still have a lot of reservations about it. But, hey, I'm a fair critic. I'm a fair person. If Canelo fights Andrade, he's a beast. And that's what I'm talking about. If not, you know, if he fights ops for Canelo, Triple G3, or Jaime Munguia, then, you know, that's more expected to me. So we'll see. I can't wait to find out who Canelo decides to fight. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like button. We working. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.